my people was slain when go. My people on streets and colors. And my people got more people with them, man. More people, more sisters and brothers. My people say strong and God. So my people gon' never fail. So my people gon' always remain. Remain with a story to tell. Southside, got a story to tell. And uptown, got a story to tell. And Southwest, got a story to tell. Northeast, got a story to tell. And Maryland, got a story to tell. VA, got a story to tell.
You got to dig in the crate for this one. There it is, man. You heard that, Dougie? You see what we did?
Don't play. That's all I got to say.
We dug deep. Shout out to DB, man. We dug deep. That was Dougie Fresh and Raheem DeVaughn performing at Emancipation Day in D.C. back in 2014.
Wow.
And look how we come full circle. Y'all remember that day?
Yeah, actually, I do.
Come on, Ryan. Let me hear you, man. I know
you know, man. You know, Emancipation Day is something that's just has gotten bigger and bigger. You know, here in DC, and you know, very soon. We do it once a year. You know, and just come together, man. You know, in DC. And the spirit of our people, you know, and what we represent, you know.
Mm-hmm. That's you hear that.
And I remember they asked me to put that together, and I was honored to put that together in D.C. because you know, D.C. is like my second home, you know, or there. Like I mean, I gotta say close to New York because you know how much I love D.C. I love the people, the energy, the vibration, and go-go happens to be my favorite of all. You know, like it's go-go is the cousin to hip-hop. So I remember I said I had to have Raheem on this show. But me and Ra go back a long way. I mean, when he was first coming out, you know, I've always felt that he had a very soulful spirit. And when you listen to him, his vocal style, and I mean this with the utmost respect, but his vocal style is very similar. The way he puts vocals together and captures an energy to the way I feel Marvin Gaye and singers of that caliber, you know, carried a soulful energy to where it becomes timeless. You could tell it's honest, you know, and Sway, you know, and Heather, y'all artists, y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So that's why this project was so special because it actually came together from in an organic way, you know. And I mean, I'm telling you, just like me being on this show today, I said, you know, I normally do late hours. But I'm getting up this morning, baby. I'm getting up. I'm going to do Sway. I'm getting up this morning.
That's love.
Yo, Doug, we was just talking about the chicken and waffle spot. You know, like we was just calling your name out recently. I was telling folks how you know no matter what, man, over the years, you have always taken me to these spots in Harlem. I stopped talking to Doug. I'm going to tell you why. Doug, I'm sorry, Raheem. I'm going to bring you in on this. First of all, Raheem DeVaughn should be recognized way more, in my opinion. Round of applause for him for what he's brought to the music game. That Love Experience. When he first came out with that, the Love, Sex, Passion, Decade of Love, all these different projects that you put out. I want to see you on Versus soon, Raheem DeVaughn. If you could do Versus, who would you want to go up against?
Yeah, you know,
not even up against. Who would you want to share that space with?
I mean, I'm down for whatever, Sway. You know, like it's just. For me, it's about preserving the culture, and you know, the whole thing they're doing over there in terms of like giving people their roses while they living. Like, I'm definitely down for it. You know, I love the movement. I'm with whatever, man. Anybody can get the smoke.
You want me to call Tyrese, or you gonna hit him up directly?
Hey, put the call in, man. Whatever. Again, anybody can get it. It's for, if you're talking about for the culture, I got my 20 put to the side.
You got your 20 already ready to go? Okay,
I got my list ready to go.
I'll let Tyrese know.
Hey, and I heard some of his new stuff one night. I was on the Instagram, which Sway kind of like swayed me into getting involved into. I heard him one night. I was on there looking around, and I seen him, and I hit him, and I heard some of his new ones. Man, the smoke is fire.
Yeah,
fire is smoke.
I like that. I like that. Dougie Fresh is with us. Raheem DeVaughn is with us. I want to open up the phone line, citizens, give you a chance to talk to him, 888-742-3345. I'll tell a quick story, and then I'll let Heather and Tracy feel free to jump in. But, Doug, one of the last times I saw you, we're going to go back, and we hung out and party, it was in Vegas. You remember this?
Okay.
And
in Vegas. The one at the well, we got quite a few. I thought you were going to say Chicago, but Vegas is good too.
Chicago was. I wasn't going to bring up Chicago, Doug. That was that was crazy. Vegas. I feel like Vegas. I hosted the Michael Jackson birthday.
Yeah, that one.
That one.
Yeah.
And Doug, and we're all festive, Heather. We're all having a great time. Angela Bassett's there. All these different folks are there, and it's just a really great time. And Doug, I see Doug walk up. He's walking through the crowd. He came up to me, and all this noise is happening, and he just walked straight to me and pulled me to the side and said, "Hey, man, are you okay?" And I said, "Huh? Do you remember this, Doug?"
Yeah.
And you asked me, was there something going on? And I played it off and said, nah, man, what are you talking about, Doug? Come on, man. And right then and there, I said, I got to get away from Doug. He's going to ruin my night. Because it was something. I just wanted to let you know, to give you confirmation that you were right on target that night, whatever it was that you detected. And we could talk off mic about it. I never really told you that, but you hit it right on target, Doug. You hit it right on target.
Right. Well, you and me are, honestly, I think that we forget how. I think that us as a people, we forget sometimes how interconnected we are. And I think that even through this time, like with COVID and all of this other stuff that's happening, we are now realizing how interconnected we are. But me and you, man, we've been connected on so many different levels. And a lot of times with you, your energy is you have a very powerful energy, but I'm connected to who you are. So a lot of times, I can, I could feel certain things, and it's always about timing with us because we always working, and that's why we got to always go off the grid and catch up. You know what I mean? Because that's how we go. But that's how it is, man. It's the energy, and that's what caused us to do what we're doing now. Because everything is energy. And I'm going to tell you, with Raheem and with me and with DMC, who is a special guy. DMC is a special guy, too. He's one of those guys that he never changes, no matter how much success Run DMC had over the years, which is ridiculous. You know that. He always finds time to keep his feet on the ground and touch everybody, So I wanted to just acknowledge him in this,
Let's say what this is. Behind the Mask is a new song and video that's out now. It's the third installment of a trilogy. Dougie Fresh, who's on the line with us right now, is the co-founder of Hip Hop Public Health, which is an amazing movement. And this song and video you put together, Raheem, maybe you could explain exactly what it is, and Doug, you could fill in the gaps for us. What is it, and why is it important?
I think for me, I would title it like a cultural PSA. I feel like music and the hip hop culture in particular, soul music, hip hop culture, is the heartbeat and the driving force of our people. So anytime we ever needed to get the word out on anything of importance, or speak our mind, or speak against a social injustice or systemic racism or any of these things. In this case with this piece, health being wealth, and we all know at this point, the effects of the pandemic globally. From a health standpoint, from a mental health standpoint, I don't think there's nobody on the planet that hasn't been affected by, COVID-19 or the pandemic. So, it's just taking that initiative for the culture and using what we do, as musicians and instrumentalists and vocalists to, create something that's that reaches out to the people, man. That's what it's about.
Do you get frustrated at all, Doug, having all this information? Because I know Dr. Williams is also a part of Hip Hop Public Health, and chief of staff, and works in the Department of Neurology as well at Columbia University Irving Medical Center. So I'm saying all of these things to say I know you're privy to a lot of information, but when you look around Harlem, where we live, you see a lot of parties happening on different streets, on different corners now. If you go up Harlem, you go up to 125, any corner, you're going to see people outside. They're not social distancing. They're not really I don't know if they don't think these things don't affect them. Does it get you frustrated when you're behind the mask and trying to really educate folks?
Well, that's a really good question because I'm gonna tell you, it's very interesting to me because I just think that we got to keep figuring out ways to deliver information, and I don't really get frustrated. I just get more creative. And I get creative in a way. I use it as fuel to get creative. I come from an era in hip hop and an era that's somewhat archaic to a lot of people because they don't really know how far I go back. I go back beyond whatever most people think is the beginning to them. So I learned from those guys who came before me, who was at the core foundation. They were like the Old Testament in hip hop. So there's principles and rules that I learned that don't exist anymore. Like looking in a dictionary and there's a word that doesn't have the same meaning because it's passed on. So I've seen generation after generation. And so I feel it's important. The foundation of the way that I learned it is hip-hop was always created as a positive tool to you that's supposed to be used to make positive change. So I'm always looking at creative ways to do it, but you can't do it alone. So when you grab a Raheem DeVaughn, when you grab, DMC and Dr. Williams is feeding me information because I've always felt that hip-hop and health needed to work together. And I've watched so many different hip-hop artists pass away. So when I walk down the street, I'll be like, okay, y'all like to party? All right, well, here goes a record for y'all to party to. But when you listen to the lyrics, it's going to start to resonate with you later. And you're going to start saying, well, maybe I need to, if I'm going to party, I'm going to put a mask on. If I'm going to party, I'm going to keep social distancing, because the action of life and people living is something that you can't stop. But all you can do is try to give them tools to protect themselves. And I think hip-hop, I know hip-hop was created like that. People don't remember the foundation of the message and how that song, just changed the course of hip-hop and became another style. So I'm just using the formula, Sway, and, and Heather, y'all are hip-hop artists, I'm just using the formula of a formula that people didn't think was cool no more and making it cool so it could be used to affect their lives. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Dougie Fresh, Raheem DeVaughn is here. You can go to www.hhph.org to find out more about this movement and how even streaming this song is the money that's being raised will benefit the community. Heather, you want to jump in there?
Yeah, Ra, I want to start with you first because Sway started the show by saying he doesn't think you're recognized enough, and I have to agree. I saw you live a few times, and I was like, wow, how come nobody is talking about this like on a bigger level? Like you just killed every vocal, every single performance. It was great. How much time do you spend on like prepping for your live shows?
At this point, I mean, I've been doing it so long. Of course, I have like rehearsals on. I rehearse on a regular, things of that nature. You know, I feel like practice and repetition. That breeds greatness.
Yeah.
But it's second nature. Like, and a lot of it is very intuitive and improvisational too. There's a piece of it that's very like in the moment. You know what I mean? I feel like performing on stage is something that you have to be present in the moment, whether it's on stage, whether it's the new norm, doing virtual concerts, which I've been doing as well. Like it's in the moment, and it's about that connection and exchange and energy. I learned from the best, man. Some of the early touring days that I've had, I did 30 cities for New Edition. I did 30 to 50 with Dougie. You know what I mean? Like early in my career, so it comes full circle. But I've always been like kind of a student of culture, and in particular, like the hip hop culture, like just kind of moving how they move, and the sense of the independence. I've been independent for about 10 years now. It's been about a decade, and I think that it's definitely my performance on stage is definitely heavily influenced by hip hop culture.
Well, I can't say that. Real quick, Tracy, I got to get to Dougie, because when you talk about the performances and everything, obviously Dougie, the greatest. Like it was crazy. Just the other day, Doug, me, my husband, and my brother, we sitting in the living room watching Pass the Mic, and we rocking, and all of a sudden you jumped on screen. We was all like, oh, like, I mean, you killed it. Like, you never missed a beat. You never stopped. You started dancing. We started dancing. You was dancing, doing the Dougie. Like, it was crazy. When you first got the call to do that, did you think it was crazy? Like, what was your take on that?
Oh, man. Thanks first of all, for the energy. And
well, we was rocking.
Yeah. Well, you see, I'm going to tell you, Heather, it was like Cassidy is a very, very good friend of mine, and he's somebody that I've always had a lot of love, respect for, and he wanted to do something creative. And when he did that, he called me and he told me what he was trying to do, because he did Pass the Mic one with Earth, Wind and Fire and the other groups that was on there, which my boy Chill Will called me, and he said, Doug, you got to see this. So once I seen it, I said, wow, Cassidy, this was really, really special. And he said, Doug, I want to elevate it to another level. I said, so what you want to do? He said, can I count you in? I said, of course. I said, but if you're really trying to get as many groups as you want, we need to call Chill Will, because he books a lot of these groups, and we all book them. So long story short, Will got on the phone with him, and it was one of those passion projects, because Will and him got together, called up groups, and another person that worked with me named Mary, she called up speech, and people was apprehensive, but eventually everybody joined in. So for me, I thought the project was important, because see, this is the era I come from. It's and this is a hard thing for people to hear me say, but I'm gonna say it and take the blow after. It was never about money with us when we came up. You see what I'm saying? It was always about the culture. It has never been about money. The money is what we use to survive, but the culture is what we use to thrive. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference. So the principle of the way that we learned this has never changed. And that's why I still do what I do the way that I do it, because that foundation was laid so solid that it doesn't matter if it's a free event, if it's a charity event or whatever. So when Cassidy called, let me tell you something, we pushed it so far to get everybody on that joint, as many people that wanted to participate. And after, now it's up to like millions of people are talking about it. And I'm getting calls from people who was like, yo, you have no idea how that made me feel. Right. And that's the reward. You see what I'm saying? That's hearing you is the reward for me. That's how that lands. Yeah. That's the main payment, because that is what it has always been about. Not to say you shouldn't get paid for your job, for what you do, But you could tell the difference between somebody doing something with the passion and somebody who's just doing it for the money. But what people don't really know, and this is the catch, passion makes money. Money never made passion. That's the catch.
Ooh. Okay, that Dougie Fresh, man. Tracy, you want to jump in there?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. I'm gonna rock it back to Ra actually, because I was just peeping this article in Rolling Stone, and Raheem, you mentioned being independent for a decade, which is a hell of a feat. And in this Rolling Stone article, they're just talking about R&B's increasing self-reliance and how it's benefiting the genre, and how there's more and more artists who are choosing to leave these major labels, you know, Charlie Wilson, Ledisi, Anthony Hamilton, so many more. And so I'm curious, Ra, if you can share with your experience of 10 years for an artist, new or a veteran, that is looking to go independent. Talk about maybe some of the behind the scenes preparations, maybe a hiring process, like what you first started off with. Maybe it was you and a manager, but then how you built it out, how you needed to adjust your budget, just maybe some logistical things that can get someone prepared.
I mean, for me, it's definitely, you know, assembling the right team, small team. You know, I mean, a lot of what you see, what you seen me do over the last 10 years, you know, has been me. Like it's been me. It's been my vision. You know, and other than the day-to-day people that you have in place, you know, you go hard. It's a lot of time. It's very time consuming. You know, it's what you put into it is what you get out of it. You know, I make it look easy. A lot of times, you know, you spend your own resources. And the goal is definitely, I think, from a budgetary standpoint, is just understanding what it takes in going and making an album, like physically, and you know, the expenses that you incur, how to keep, you know, put a cap on that, and really keep that under control. It's really a lot of great songwriters, becoming producers, beat makers, and you know, social media for me has been a great tool to be able to, you know, connect with different artists, connect with different producers. My most recent album, the 8th album, What a Time to Be in Love, will be out, you know, within the next 30 to 60 days. I got a new single dropping on the 28th of this month called Marvin Used to Say. It's like an ode to Marvin Gaye. And, you know, it just kind of speaks to the times of what, you know, where we live in right now. And I think that being able to make music of substance and finding that balance between, you know, a record that speaks to, you know, whether it's infidelity or making love to your lady, you know, and then having a record that speaks to, you know, again, you know, everything that's going on with society right now, whether it's COVID-19 or the fact that, you know, we're in a new millennial civil rights movement all over again, like that, being able to find that balance. When people do connect with the music, it resonates, you know, it sticks, it cuts through, because I'm not doing what a lot of other people are doing.
Yeah, Raheem DeVaughn is here. What an amazing career you have going on. Same with Dougie Fresh. When you see Dougie Fresh, understand you're looking at an icon in my book. I know I don't even like using that word, but you're iconic in the things that you do, Dougie. You're a living institution. I want to play this song. Y'all got a few more minutes y'all can hang out with us? Or do y'all have something else to do?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna play Behind the Mask now, and I'm gonna open up these phone lines. You got a lot of people on the line, so I want to talk to the two of you. 888-742-3345. This is the song. It's out now. The video is out now. Where are the proceeds to this song going, Doug?
Basically, this is going towards hip-hop public health, and basically, you know, we do, I don't know if people know the depth of it, but we go to schools, you know, we do, you know, cartoons to relate to the kids' childhood obesity, you know, people having strokes and knowing the symptoms of it, to be able to see it, children learning about it so that they could save their parents' lives or their grandmother, grandfather's lives, whomever in their family, people, you know, diabetes and all of these different things. So it basically goes towards, you know, programs that we set up in schools and just and kind of like teaching the kids and guiding the kids. And I don't know if everybody noticed either, but we work with Michelle Obama with the Let's Move campaign as well. And we actually, I wrote the theme song with an artist, another producer, Artie Green, and one of the producers on this is Q. So, it's basically taking hip-hop and using it to educate people on health, and taking health people and educating them on hip-hop. So that's pretty much the marriage,
I like that. This is Behind the Mask. You want to talk to Raheem DeVaughn or Dougie Fresh, 888-742-3345.
My name is Doug E. Fresh. Please wear those masks. Is that a lot to ask?
Yeah, Behind the Mask, wear those masks. Hey, is that a lot to ask? You need to wear those masks. Right? Come on.
You trying to be on the remix?
I'm auditioning right now. I got Raheem and Dougie right now. Doug, I got a mean 4 bars of words for him. Listen, we love you. We want you to love yourself. I got it. Let me know. When y'all do the 4th installment, let me know. I'm here.
Come on, brother. Come on, brother.
I love the video. I love how you guys adjusted to the times to make the video. I love that Raheem sings every lyric with so much passion. You see pain coming out of him when he expresses himself behind that mic. And even you being there, Doug, and every time, I've never, ever been tired of watching you perform, especially do the beatbox. And I always, it's just so unique. I feel like I may have asked you this before, but when I think of the early days, I think of Biz Markie, I think of Buff from the Fat Boys, and then I think of people like Rozelle and all of these folks that, in my opinion, come from your lineage. Have you guys ever come together, and has there ever been a battle with you and any of these guys?
Nah, we haven't. We've never done that. But obviously, first I want to acknowledge Biz because he was in the hospital. I don't know if he's still in there. I got a text saying that he's getting better, so that's great. And in regards to us coming together, I think we did. Me and Rozelle did something one time for BET. When they did freestyle. So we did a beatbox freestyle situation and stuff like that. But we never battled or none of that stuff. But I mean, there's some history there. When Buff and them we were supposed to battle in New York City, but I don't think his manager wanted that to happen. And I've never battled anybody, man. It's like, I always looked at it like I'm kind of like battling myself. You know what I mean? Because I created it, and it's kind of like, you might bring something new to the table, but the inspiration is coming from me. And I'm looking at it, and I'm going like, yo, I was going to do that. So why you do it,
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of like a funny thing, you know what I mean? And I like Buff. It too. I like it because I could add it into certain songs, and I can kind of, it's kind of like another instrument, and I look at it more on that tip, Sway, than I do as far as, it's like two guys battling with trumpets or two guys battling, it's like it's an instrument to me more so than it is something to battle.
Okay. Rest in peace to Buff too from the Fat Boys. So I know that was buzzing around New York City back then, though, that you and him were probably going to, and you wanted to smoke back then too, right, Dougie?
Yeah. Because I felt like somebody was, back in the day, Sway, that was like biting, you know what I mean?
That was
so
biting.
I felt like, yeah, come on, a bite turned into a fight.
It's different now.
Because it ain't right. You know what I mean? So,
you know what I mean? Different now, man. A bite turned into a collaboration. They bite,
Exactly.
Raheem had to laugh at that. They bite now. Y'all become friends. It don't matter as much. Raheem DeVaughn and Dougie Fresh are both on the line with us. The new project is Behind the Mask. It's not a new movement, but they got a new song and new video. I want to go to the phone lines. We got Marquita on the line from Baltimore. Marquita, good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Marquita.
What's
Hi,
up?
how's everyone doing today?
Excellent.
Good. I wanted to say to Dougie Fresh, thank you so much. A few years ago, you were the host on the Soul Train Music Fest or something, and my mom was on that cruise, and she met you, and she called me while she was standing right next to you. She knew that I am a huge fan of yours. She really wasn't familiar with you or your music. So she said that you were very polite. You were very professional. She said you introduced a lot of the artists before they performed, but she actually didn't see you perform. But since that time, my mom has passed, and I just wanted to say thank you for giving me an additional positive or good memory of her. I think sometimes parents want to make sure their kids have the best life and the best of everything, but as an adult, we also want those things for our parents too. So I just want to say thank you, and I'm still a huge fan, and she became starstruck after that moment, even though she wasn't familiar with you at the time. So I just want to say thank you.
No, thank you. And
I know you meet a lot of people, so you may not remember, but I remember she called me at that moment, kind of bragging, because she knew that I was a fan of yours. So I just want to say thank you.
No, thank you, and I appreciate that. And that cruise was a very special cruise because it was an introduction to me bringing in DJ Hollywood, who some people don't know, but he's a person I learned from, and it was Lovebug Starsky before he passed away, and it was Curtis Blow and Kumo D. So I was merging Soul Train with a lot of these hip hop artists who was at the foundation. So your mother got a taste of everything that she needed to get on that cruise, and I was making sure nobody didn't leave feeling what they wanted, what I wanted them to feel. And I appreciate what you're saying. I lost my mother too, so I know that energy, but I appreciate being attached to a good memory of your mother and of your family, because that is why I do this. There is no other reason why I do this, you see? So I appreciate hearing that from you. Thank you. That made my day. Thank you.
Wow, everyone have a good day.
You too, Marquita. Thank you. You're a citizen, Marquita.
Thank you.
Absolutely. We got Tara from Sacramento on the line. What up, T?
What up? What's up, cousins?
What's up, cuzzo? You good? How my auntie doing?
Everybody's excellent. Sway, Heather, Tracy, I love you guys. You guys are my cousins. You don't know that, but you guys are my cousins.
Okay.
Hey, Raheem.
Yeah, what's happening?
Hey, Mr. Fresh. I don't care what nobody else says, I have been your number one fan since I was about 7. My brother used to call himself AJ Fresh. He used to make us open up for him because he thought he was you. And he was believable because we share the same last name. So my family's last name is your family's last name. So I'm like, maybe he is. Maybe we are family. But he used to make me open up for him in our living room.
Wow.
Anytime you come close to Sacramento, I'm there. Yoshi, Thunder Valley. Anytime you come close, I'm in the building. Anytime you come on TV, I'm tuned in. My husband's standing here now. He can back me up. Tara Fresh, Dougie Fresh, it's love.
Oh, man, I appreciate it. And I'm going to tell you, it's still the same energy, still the same passion. I don't know if you got to see past the mic, but it's something that, okay. Oh, see, look at that. I ain't even got to finish it. Nah, I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Very.
You were also my first concert. It was the Budweiser Fest in New Jersey. It was Patti LaBelle, Dougie Fresh.
That's
it was
right.
New Edition. I'm telling you.
Oh my God.
I don't care what nobody
right.
else says. It's me, Tara, Sacramento.
There it is, Tara.
That's right. The sack. That's Sway know a lot about that area.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Sacramento. I was talking about fishing in the Sacramento River earlier with somebody from Sac that called. My brother Ebro is from that area, and he's going on to do amazing things. Mozzie as well. You know, it's a lot of great things. Old Town Sac. You know, I got lost there before, Tara. I know what it is.
Okay.
You a citizen, okay?
Let's Sway in the morning.
Hey.
There it is. Yo, Doug, man, this is amazing. I'm gonna take a few more since y'all here. Let me see. Ariel in Rhode Island, you want to say something?
Yeah. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I love you guys, man. Listen, I just love the fact that we have an opportunity. I'm able to talk to Dougie Fresh right now, man. This is amazing to me because I'm 45 years old. I'm from Brooklyn. I live in Rhode Island now. So I remember the whole little beef with the human beatbox and Dougie. And I used to always like, nah, Dougie was the, I'm like, no. I'm like, you can't. I'm like, I was like, Dougie's the originator. It was like a beef with almost like Pac and Big. That's how it was. Like, you had people really disagreeing hard about who was the one. You know what I'm saying?
That's true,
and
though.
Right. No, it was facts, man. I remember, you know, and then I came to Rhode Island. Now, when the time I came to Rhode Island, it was really predominantly more so whites and blacks, and I'm Dominican, so I came with a different swag to a whole different area, that New York swag, and I was in grade school, and so we was in music class, and in order for us to get a grade for the class, we had to sing a song. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, what? I got Lottie Dottie down pat. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? I got up on there, and listen, man, I came out, and I did my best impersonation of Dougie Fresh, and hey, listen, I ripped it so much.
Wait, hold up. Hold up, stop. You're never going to get a chance to let Dougie hear this again, probably. I don't know. But you got a chance right now. Ariel, let me hear it, man. Come on, man. Man. Let's go, man. This is it. I want you to shine, man. This is a life moment. This is a life moment.
You're putting me on.
No. Come on, let's go.
I'm always up for a challenge, so I'm going to do my best. Here we go.
Okay.
Is that high? Okay, you know.
Dougie,
all right.
What you think, Doug? What you think, Doug?
Hey, look, man. I appreciate it. I like it, especially when he said, he did the subtle click, and he said the boom.
Yeah, he did do that, right? Yeah, man. There he goes, man. Ariel, man, you're a citizen, Ariel. You're a citizen, man.
I love you guys, man.
Love you too, brother.
Okay,
Thank
cool,
you,
man.
Hey, God bless all you. And listen, on some real stuff, man, that song was so dope, too, man. Because, you know, the reality is with our culture, the blacks and Hispanics, if you really notice, the statistics are really high for us. And I think it's a lack of education, the lack of understanding.
His line hung up. I didn't hang him up.
Man. That was beautiful stuff he was saying, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, man, this is great. We could talk for hours. That's the thing. Dougie and I will sit and talk for And then Raheem, I already know you are the same DNA, man. One day we'll be able to sit and chop it up too. Hey, I just want to be on your stage on the side one time, because I know anybody that's on his stage while he cooking up that dough is gonna be collecting all the crumbs, Heather. I just want to be on his side to get the Raheem DeVaughn crumbs. Hey, so just say the word. I'm there, brother. You need somebody to introduce you. You know, like James Brown always had people that introduced him.
Hey, Sway, you're going to need that catcher's mitt. You need that catcher's mitt, man, when you're on stage.
I'm ready to elevate, brother.
Man.
Hey, give these guys a round of applause. Behind the Mask. I love the movement. I love what you're doing. Go to www. What is it, Doug? HHPH.org.
Yes.
Okay, hhph.org. Find out more about it. Guys, thank you for coming on the show. And then Raheem, I'm going to end with Bulletproof.
Hey, love, man. It's all good again. New project on the way, new single on the way. Marvin used to say August 28th, Raheem DeVaughn and the colleagues. It's going to be incredible. I can't wait for the world to hear it, man. What a time to be in love. Dropping soon.
Okay, that's what's
yeah,
up, fellas.
Man. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you, Heather. Thank you, Tracy.
Of course.
And, you know, I appreciate it. And so, everybody, last thing I'd like to say is that I just want you to know that these songs are not, these are not like records that are being made to promote for us to promote ourselves, like, you know, like our new albums. I mean, Raheem just told you when his new album is coming out. This is a specific project for a specific purpose, and it's about saving lives and to educate and to make people remember the importance of these things, because we want you to stay alive. We want your family safe. We want you to enjoy your life, and we don't want you to lose your life just because of some simple things that you can do to you know, to save your life and other people's lives. So I don't want them to misinterpret what this is. This is not like a new Dougie Fresh song, as if like I'm releasing this as my new record. This is a record specifically for you, specifically for the people.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, man. And that's why we love you, Doug. Okay.
Love you too, Sway.
I got it. Your Instagram game has gotten crazy. Now I gotta come to you for the advice, brother. I see you, man. Come on, man. Your IG game is stupid right now. Dougie Fresh, man.
Sway, you gotta get on past the mic.
You want me to get on past the mic?
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Okay.
We're gonna do it again. We're gonna do it again.
We'll talk, Doug. I'm ready to talk to you now, too. I stayed away from you. I didn't want to confront some of the things I needed to talk to you about. I'm ready now.
Yeah, man. Well, appreciate you, brother. I'm here, as always.
Always,
as brothers
man.
are.
Raheem, take care. We got Celebrity Wire up next.